Hello boys, welcome back to an unusual setup, but this will be the finale of our 100% walkthrough on Skyward Sword. In the last video we left off doing Skykeep, and you see I've already basically created a path to the Triforce. I had to move quite a few rooms to do so, but after moving a couple more rooms, we're able to find a path that actually leads to the green Triforce. So we basically did a bit more rotating, and after a little bit later, we are able to finally go to the Triforce of Courage room. But to actually reach it, we have to go back through two previous rooms we already traveled in. So to begin with that, we're gonna head over here, ignore this switch. The game does want us to rotate some more, but if we just go up here, we can go for this other stuff. Funnily enough, this takes us back to the beginning room of the game. At this point, we'll not be saving because this room is basically empty. There's not a lot you can do here, so we're just gonna head in here. And in doing so, we have made it to the Triforce of Wisdom area. The last puzzle is now before us. Look over that way, Master. I've identified the design on the floor there as the mark of Nairu. I detect the sacred power of the Triforce radiating in front. Unfortunately, the way leading to the mark is closed off. There appears to be a time ship ord over there. I advise you utilize the nearby time ship ord to open up a path to the mark. However, in order to do so, we have multiple things to hit. One of which that's really obnoxious involves a eye switch over one of the spots, and until we do so, we can't actually complete this part. So we'll start instead by ignoring the enemies and going straight for the time shift orb right off the bat. The game wants us to do a couple of other things, and normally a handful of things afterwards, but if we just avoid this enemy in the middle of the room and put this down here, we can reveal a spot that'll allow us to do the jump slash trick again, from which we can then repeat the same thing like so again. And yes, just remember, if you are having trouble with the thing, jump slash is the way to go. So anyways, after getting that done, we can hit this eye thing. This is like the big blocker of the entire area, and once we hit this eye, the rest of the puzzle actually opens up to us. Until we hit this eye, we can't actually do anything, and that's what makes this obnoxious. We do have to dodge this frog quite a bit, but it's pretty easy to dodge for the most part. And from there, we're gonna take this over to the side like so, which takes us into a completely separate room. While we go through, there will be also some plants to normally bite. We're gonna kill them because, well, why not? We're trying to skip them. Oh, jeez, that guy attacked me like right away. I just realized if you're close to them, they will automatically attack you. Anyways, open this area, another switch opens up. At which point we then have to pull out our sacred bow and use stuff with, but we can't actually do that right now because if it's spinning, it'll actually make it go faster. So we're gonna instead just leave it there, which allows us to actually shoot through the thing. I forget, where is it? I know it's over here normally. Oh, wait a minute, that boulder area, that's in our way. I just remembered, yeah. That's why this is not working. So we have to do that until that thing disappears. Really, we're only supposed to go over there, but if I had known that, I could have skipped that encounter with the plant, but whatever. First miss. Oh my goodness. There we go. That's why I brought extra bows, by the way, because somehow I just knew I was going to miss that a couple of times. But yes, the entire puzzle is not actually that bad if you know it. Instead, it's linked to these switches that have to be hit around the area, and only after you hit them all can you actually make your way to the room where their Triforce is. But until you do so, the area will not open Now, how do we actually make it there, probably? You're probably still pretty confused, right? Well, here's how we make it there. We're gonna take a double jump, move so that this little thing on the right, I believe, vanishes, and I fell down, so I have to do that whole part again. Now, while I'm doing this, I don't want to trigger that sentry, just so we don't have to face him, because, well, let's be honest, that thing takes forever to defeat. We've defeated enough of them already. I don't think we need to. Okay, let's do this a bit faster. Let's just go over here, put it to, like, the right, and then put it down, for crap's sake, so we don't have that happen again. If we've done that right, then this next area will no longer be blocked. If so, it will be blocked. Okay, it is not there. Okay, that's a bit annoying. Can I just bring this to me? No. Alright, well. That's guaranteed to not end well. Thankfully, the game knows about this trickery and will allow you to jump through. Oh, that's gonna be bad. Ooh! Okay, never mind. We made it. Just barely. Barely skipped the sand death there. That was very close. I thought that was gonna be terrible. Oh, I just realized it's not that far from here. I just have to put it further down this way. So we're gonna... Oh yeah, that's right. Now I know what to do. So we have to put it down further, which means we'll probably have to kill this jerk. So we're just gonna kill him. We need to move it so that that little thing that we saw there, that barrier, disappears. But so that our platform remains. If not, we won't be able to go to the actual Triforce. And then from there, just some sand stuff away to go through. Yeah, I heard the sound, and sure enough, it is gone. So now we can actually go to the end. Alright. And quickly thrusted our sword. That was very quick. Now we'll grab this, and a bunch of cutscenes will start. Here we go. Beyond the Triforce of Wisdom, created by the old gods, the Triforce possesses ultimate power to go out the wrenches of whatever is that. First is complete. With its power, you have the ability to make Zelda's wish of vanquishing Demise a reality. And now we get into cutscene craziness. In other words, 2 long cutscenes in a row before we even get to the final fight. This is why I wanted to save this for a little later, because as per with any finale, I like doing it all in one sitting, and since this is technically the finale, yeah. As a result, we'll have to go pretty quickly for these phases. If for some reason we fail, then it's going to be really bad. But we have 2 fairies as backup, 2 potions. We are more than ready for this. We even have our Hylian Shield. This is officially, by the way, my first time ever getting the Hylian Shield, and it's nice to have here. It just makes for the perfect ending. After we do finally vanquish Demise. That being said, I might keep this file a bit longer, mostly because of our stuff. Master, I believe at this juncture, a prayer is required. The ultimate goal we have traveled so far for is now within reach. Focus now and wish with all your might for the destruction of Demise. So, we are doing all of this to just destroy Demise here, and you'll see what happens in a minute. Demise, in case you're wondering, is basically the ancient evil. If you actually look enough at the game, the prison guy is actually Demise, but in his reduced form. And he keeps on breaking the seal because, well, he's the ultimate evil. Of course Demise is going to break that. So how are we going to destroy him? We're going to use the Triforce of Power, I guess full Triforce. To trigger a mysterious light upon the Tower of Odds, and slowly but surely the island starts falling below the sky again. Apparently, this area had something different. So yeah, triggering the entire Triforce literally causes the island around us to collapse, and we basically just start slowly falling into the abyss here. And now we're in the ground, the land area, the ground area, the land. I can't talk. And you'll see, oh, he's just about to come up again. There he is. So that prison beast, that's Demise. And he's about to get crushed. So yeah, we kind of just... The entire thing kind of just collapses on top of the entire area, completely removing Demise for good. And that would be the ending, probably, in a different run, but we're not done yet. So, you think the game is over, right? We've literally taken an entire area of the area, which apparently was once known as another part of the so-called sealed temple, and using a Triforce, we literally slammed the entire island down on Demise to kill him. I find that quite interesting. Like, you can get up with our times, but literally the goddess statue stomping down the ground is enough to vanquish Demise. I find that a bit interesting, but there we go. The land is supposedly peaceful again, but obviously we're not done yet. We have to check on Princess Zelda, our lady. We have to check on her, make sure she's alright. She's still in the past, if I recall. And yeah. Master Yoshi, I have news. I have confirmed that the Isle of Goddess, formerly a part of Skyloft, has returned to service. Yeah, that's right, the service. Furthermore, I have detected the successful eradication of Demise, Yoshi. Your prayers to the Triforce have been heard. In the light of these factors, the Seal Zelda maintained for our age-long sleep is no longer necessary. My projections indicate she will wake momentarily. I advise you make your way to the Sealed Temple as soon as possible, which we actually do so automatically. We just jump off here and kind of just make our way to the end. There's not a lot else we can do. Yeah. Pretty cool, eh? Alright. Alright, so as you see, he kind of just travels there on his own. It's really close, to be fair. Alright. Well then. We still need to get Zelda, obviously, so we're gonna do that. But yeah, I'm gonna be quiet for now. This ending's gonna be pretty cool, and then we're gonna get into something else. Alright. We're in the past, apparently, or in the future, whatever. Well, okay then. Good morning, Yoshi. Goose, I forgot, Goose gets to see Zelda as well. Because he's down here. Oh, there we go. Knew it! This is not the ending. That flash of light can only mean one person has appeared. Yep, our boy Smiriam, whatever his name is back. Again. This is all very touchy, really, but I'm afraid I'm gonna have to cut this emotional moment short. It's best for everyone if you forget about your friend. The little goddess is mine now. Oh, there we go. My master may have perished in this age, but in the past he lives yet. I'm taking the girl back through that gate to help me revive the Demon King. You've been so adorably dogged in your quest to get in my way, and as much as it delighted me, I can no longer tolerate you nipping at my heels. Yoshi. That's all he says. Just my name. That's all. You know, boy, you've really pushed me too far. The moment I sweated and bled for is at hand. I don't even have the time to grab my heel to worm like you. Not now. For some reason, we can't get up, despite having a lot of life. Link still can't get up. Effort improves gear and powers. Stand down! You're in my way, and the sight of your appealing hair makes my wise. Huh. You straight up cry, kicks him out of the way, and then he's gonna go into the past. Well, done a fine job of swiping my pants to revive the Demon King in this age, so I see no point in dawdling here. And the past, still the past, so full of possibilities. I shall resurrect him there with the divine soul of this golden-haired girl. Alright. And he is now gone. And we have nothing much else to do, nor do we really want to do any extra text boxes, because there's going to be a lot. However, there is one I want to do once I do get into the past, so enter into the past, and we'll see here. Impa is still here, but has been wounded due to the stuff that's been going on. We're going to make one final save here, another save later, and then that's it. We'll be doing the final fights. Yoshi, it's Giriam. He appeared out of thin air and got the drop of me. Don't worry about me. You must chase after him. He ran for that great Joyers at the front of the temple. You may yet catch up before him, or it's too late. Hurry. Alright. Will do, ma'am. Will do. Let's go straight out here, and this triggers the first of 3 final fights. Yep, there's actually 3 of them, so obviously we're not done yet. I like how Giriam clearly knows what we're doing, like, as if we were going to come here, and yeah, we're kind of walled off. It's not good. Oh, I remember that noise, by the way. I've heard that a few too many times, because he does that when he does one of his moves in Hyrule Warriors. Well. Shouldn't we be going around the other way, Link? Why are we just kind of standing here? Alright. Hear me, my hordes. The spell is nearly complete. The Demon King returns. Until then, you will keep that whelp from interfering with my ritual. I don't care if the whole lot of you get lodged on the end of this blade. You will buy me the time I need. Do not fear him. Fear my wrath if you fail me. And, yeah, they're coming. So the first fight is none other than the Bobakin Horde. That's what we have to deal with as our first fight. Alright. Now, we don't actually have to face any of them, so instead of dicing them normally, we're just gonna run around only cutting when we absolutely need to. Like, right now we are stuck, so we're gonna do that. There's also other things we can do, where if we hit enough of them out of the way, it is possible that they will randomly drop hearts. We can pick them up as basically an infinite heal, making this fight pretty much free, because even if low, you can just take out the Bobakin Horde, it doesn't matter. The only part that matters is these fights that are about to appear, and at first we start with a bunch of leader Bokoblin, which are similar to what we faced before. They're pretty easy though, just chop to the side. They'll be defeated no problem, and from there we'll just run away and do stuff. And these guys in particular, we do not want to go towards at all. If we run towards them, then they are going to probably stomp on us, and that's not going to be good. So we're just going to keep on running, taking all the shots until we go here, at which point more shield moblins will then appear. Now, if you use bombs on them, or even better, the Bokoblins, they have bombs, and as you saw, if one of them hits the Bokoblins, they will die immediately, giving you a secondary way of actually killing them straight up. So we're gonna do that. Move the other Bokoblins just to get health, and then from there we're gonna kind of just avoid stuff. Yeah, that's about it. Now, we can roll into these and still get energy, so we're gonna go ahead and avoid this as much as we can. Alright, now the next spot. This is probably the only really tricky phase of the area, as we have to take out a Book of Coba, who kind of just runs away at first. Gets kind of obnoxious. There's not really a good way to defeat him except just kind of catch him as he comes in. I don't know why he runs away, I don't know, but knock him down a few times and he'll eventually die. The problem is chasing after him is kind of brutal. The idea is, as you saw there, if you get him up against the wall, you can skip that. And from here on out, by the way, if you try and slash the Bobakin Horde while that trumpet guy is there, he will just immediately respawn everybody again, so we basically have to keep on running. This is basically the fight. We just skip as many things as we can, and then the final phase has us fighting the stealth pulses. They're pretty similar to other enemies, though. Do a couple of hits later, and they will both fall eventually. They're just as easy as they were before, though. Just defeat them, and then from here, this is one of the tighter spots in the game. We have a Moblin and then a few more Archer Bokoblins formed in a very tough shape that we have to get around. This is the one part where it's just my least favorite, because as you saw there, it's very easy to take damage there. The only true part where if you're going for no damage, it's very difficult to avoid unless you're basically going very fast, which apparently I was fast, but not fast enough. Alright, the next part, though, is pretty straightforward. There's not a lot. Now, the final bit is a bit more of the Horde. Literally all we're doing is just chopping them one by one. And every time we get a chance to, we're gonna spin as well, because every time we spin, we defeat multiple of them at once. And after we defeat enough of them, Girium, our boy, is finally going to make an appearance. We don't have full health, but that's fine. He's not too bad for the most part once you know what to do. You're far too quick, boy. I think I was. Definitely. I realize a simple tile like you knows nothing of magic, but spells like this take time and a steady hand. Can't you wait quietly like a good boy? You particular bat. You pushed me too far. I've waited my whole existence for this. This is my moment. You know what? Fine. If you're so intent on hurrying to your grave, I'll be happy to show you the way. Well, here we go. Now we have 4 full heals still, so I will use a heal if we need to. This time, there will be no heroic stake. I was a fool to toy with you and let you walk away with your life before, but I won't make that mistake again. And now we get to see the transformation, which in Hyrule Warriors is his magic. That, I promise, by the way. And now he's going to become Dark Gyriam. Basically, his true form reveals himself, which in the lore he is revealed to as the Demon Sword, basically. The sword we're holding right now is the Goddess's Sword. He himself is actually a sword in his own way, known as the Demon Sword. If only I put you in your place from the very beginning. Show a human little mercy, and the next thing you know, he thinks him yourself your equal. Given my station, I had to maintain some semblance of dignity, so I let you run with your life. Twice even. Such a guilty pressure. Screwing away like any creature I could base a stake to survive, you just kept cutting it back. Again, again, and again. I've let a mere boy make a fool of me for the last time. You stand before a demon, or should I say a weapon without mercy. Yep, he's the Demon Sword, just like I said. For you, boy, I've prepared a most appropriate and humiliating death. I even have a pet for a minute. I call it the Endless Sponge. First, I'll take my time bludgeoning you, and when I get bored of it, I'll drive you to the edge and deliver a last strike to send you falling to your doom. I delight in casting your body into this pit and snuffing out the flame of your eye. Your broken body is served as fine substance for the Demon King. And, yeah. That's actually a hint on how to beat his first phase. Now, for each phase, it's not actually that bad. All you have to do is fall down to each spot and then do it. Big strike on him. That causes him to get up, and each time you do that, eventually he will start doing this little pattern at which we have to hit him in a direction where his hands aren't, otherwise we will immediately get hit. And after doing that a couple of times, he starts adding a little bit more effects, including a roundhouse kick, which if we block the roundhouse kick, we can easily hit him back some more. We could hit him a bit faster. I prefer to just deal with this right off the bat. So, third ending blow later, Gyriam Phase 1 is now done, and now Phase 2 will begin. This is my least favorite part, but it's actually pretty straightforward when you know what to do. So basically, we're going to trigger him to do a blocking animation, and at this point, we'll then try and block the attack. Each time we do so, we can get more stuff in. Which, missed that one. Alright. And only other stuff will hit him, and also, you can see, as you do more, he now apparently knows how to charge Skyward Strike as well. So, in addition to doing other stuff, he'll actually charge a Skyward Strike of his own. Like you just saw there. The game wants you to block it with the right side area, but if you just do blocks instead, you can skip that entirely. And also, here it comes. You wretched brat! Ha! He called me a brat. But yeah, in case you're wondering, yes, he does Skyward Strikes of his own, and you're supposed to reflect them back at him by setting your sword in the right direction. But if you do that instead with blocks, you can skip that entire phase, which is what I did. And now, for the last bit, we have to do some more blocks. Eventually, he will start blocking. Your goal is to take out the sword ultimately, but if we don't do that properly, then we'll actually have to do other attacks. So at first it'll seem kind of tricky, and the reason why is we have to destroy his entire sword right off the bat. If we get hit by any attacks, or if that gets reflected, he will immediately heal. And the way you're supposed to do this is do a couple of quick attacks right off the bat, and every now and then he will flip. And you basically want to wait for him to flip to one of the sides, at which point you could just pierce him with another thrust. After 2 thrusts, he's finally defeated. Bit annoying, really, but not quite as annoying as the other phase was. But again, with the Hylian Shield, it's pretty free. This is preposterous. Driven to my knees by a simple child of man. Laughable. No matter how many times we crash, I can't prevail. You think I can't defeat you? You think I can't win? Boy, what are you? Alright. Now, but never mind that. Victory is mine to savor. While he fought, the ritual I started continued. At last it's complete. The Demon King shall devour the soul of the goddess and resurrect in his full glory. We also get one of the more crazier and longer cutscenes in the game. This definitely takes a little while, so good thing I took him out on the first try. Ugh. Yeah, Link, you do that. So we see the prison come back again, but because he's in the past, he still hasn't grown yet, so... Oh, wait, no. Actually, he actually more or less looks full size now I think of it. Maybe a bit smaller, but otherwise... Yeah, I think he is full size for the most, more or less. So anyways, the soul of Zelda gets absorbed by the imprisoned or Demise, and now we get to see Demise's true form. Ugh, all that screaming, by the way, is scary. I'll tell you that, it is scary nonetheless. Don't you see? It's all over. You and your kind have lost. The world and everything in it now belong to darkness. They belong to my master. And we have a bit of laughing as well, because why not? And in a few minutes, mysteriously, the imprisoned kind of just vanishes, and now we see Demise's true form. And yeah, as you noticed, he is a Ganondorf Ganon wannabe. He doesn't look like Ganondorf, but he still has the same hair, so basically same idea. So this is this game's Ganon, but they call him Demise. Welcome back to us, Master. And yeah, so Giriam, because he's a Demon Sword, he is this character's master. Which means he's going to now become Demise's sword. Alright. There we go. Alright. So Giriam's spirit literally gets absorbed into Demise's sword, and now we have the actual Demise. Alright. We did a lot of stuff, but Demise ended up coming back after all. So yeah, this is our final boss right here. He looks pretty crazy, that's for sure. Definitely quite a bit different than Ganon, but still pretty crazy. So you are the chosen knight of the goddess. Intriguing. The goddess lowered herself to a mortal existence to keep me in prison. How pathetic. That of flesh pales in comparison to the magnificence of her previous form. And away goes Zelda. And don't worry, Yoshi, Groose has got this. I like how Groose tries his hardest to do something. And he catches Zelda for us, I guess. So he did do something. Yoshi, I caught her. She's okay. What about Demise? Like I said, there are a lot of cutscenes, by the way. Yeah, not fun. So you and that other human would stand before obliteration to aid the goddess, would you? How curious. The humans I've known were weak things, hardly more than insects, shivering under blocks, ready to fear a mere glimpse of me. When Master unlocked this world, they did more than scream and cling to their goddess, kneeling and praying, counting on her to protect them. How amusing to think those cowards begot someone like you. You grow more fascinating by the second, human. I never imagined I would meet one of your kind who wished to stand against me in battle. Very well then, I shall prepare a place for us where we will not be bothered by distractions. If you still have the courage to face me, seek me there. Alright. Yoshi, it's all on you. Oh, and listen up. Granny had some info for you. The old girl says it'll take time for that grease rod to absorb Zelda's soul completely. If you can take him down before her soul gets all sucked up into that thing, you might still have a chance. In other words, if we defeat guys quickly enough, we can do it. I know you can do it. Alright. So yeah, you gotta do this. You are all Zelda's got. You gotta make this happen. Alright. There he goes, teleporting away to his little secret area. If you fear for your life, do not follow me. You can spend what little time your world has left cowering and crying as befits your crime. But if you truly desire to raise your blade against the world I would build, come for me. I've waited eons to return. I can spare a few more moments to let you decide. Of course, we're gonna fight him. We need to. And now this big dark pool is created in the middle of the room. It's up to you now, Yoshi. Alright. Alright, before we do this, we need to make sure all the stuff is ready. We do have that. We're gonna equip this potion, but not drink it. We're gonna save. Our shield is already out, which is good. We don't have to put that out. We'll create a save, so just that when I... Hello boys, it's me, Coolyoshi. And if you're watching this, yes, I died to Demise. And you could call me a kid, an idiot, beginner or whatever. But, yeah, I kind of died to Demise. Despite, having the life when doing stuff. So, I'm gonna try this again. Hopefully this time it goes a little bit better. And just to show you... Ugh. Here's my proof. I'll still make sure that the ocean is a hub, but beyond that, we're gonna try to beat Demise. No fairies, no potions, if we can. Though we might end up using a potion if we fail. So, anyways, I'm gonna show you the proper way to defeat Demise this time. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Demise is not easy if you don't know what to do, particularly if you can't Skyward strike properly. But, I'm going to show you the easier way to defeat him. You don't want to use special attacks like this, or you'll just run out of stamina. So you want to basically only do this over and over again. That's basically what you want to do. That's how you beat him. Otherwise, it'll be pretty difficult. But beyond that, same plan as last time, except I'm going to be ready to dodge a bit more this time. So, anyways, here we go. My apologies, that took a while to say. Master Yoshi, I have important information for you. Once you enter this portal, my announcement indicates a 0% chance that you'll be able to return unless you're able to vanquish your foe. Are you ready to proceed? I'm ready. Understood, Master Yoshi. Know that even the place that lies beyond this portal, I will be with you. And, Master, good luck. Okay. So, the first phase is not really that bad. All we're going to do is we're going to swing our first remote around, and the moment we see him attack, we're going to block it using our Hylian Shield. If we do enough attacks to him without him doing any damage to us, then we can get some free hits in. Beyond that, his first phase will not end until we do a certain amount of hits, so that's why we don't want to use special attacks. So you've decided to meet your end in battle after all. It pleases me greatly to see such misplaced valor, human. Take a moment to appreciate your surroundings, for where we stand shall serve as your tomb for eternity. ready for it. You this time, Demise. The hate for the gods that has boiled down in my veins. You will taste all of it in the bite of my blade. The only question left is how long will you remain steady before I take your life? Try and keep it interesting for me, would you? And when you do fall, know that your world and everything in it is mine to dominate, mine to subjugate, mine to rule. When I finish with you, you can take solace in knowing your friends and kin will soon fall, as I will wipe all who oppose me from the face of this world. Alright. It won't be long now. At last, the almighty powder I sought for the millennia. I will take the Triforce for my own. And the world shall be under my foot for eternity. Alright. Now there are a couple of dodges we might want to do. So, you have to be careful. It's kind of tricky at first if you don't know what you're doing, but as far as we know, we do not want to, if we can do a lot of damage and he doesn't hit us, we can actually get a free hit on him, but it's very difficult to do that, as you can clearly see. We had a good chain going there, and now we're kind of just sucking. Jeez, that was a quick one. Okay, we got him out of his first phase. Now he's going to start charging Skyward Strikes. We have to use some of our own. If he Skyward Strikes, we dodge to the left. If he charges towards us, we're dodging to the right instead. This is the part where I messed up quite a bit. Okay, we got him the first time. That's a good start. Okay, we got him a second time. Ah, did not knock him down, though. Got him. Okay, he's down the first time. If we get him down the second time, we will beat him. Okay, we did not dodge that. And yes, I am trying to do this fairyless, so I'm going to wait until the fairy triggers here. Okay, we canceled each other's out. Alright, now we're gonna heal. We'll do it as quickly as we can here, using our mesh to do that. There we go. Now we're going straight back into the fight. And he used his own. I just realized something. When he charges his own, I should be waiting first. Then when he does that, I want to basically do other stuff. Okay, there we go. And see, it's not actually that bad. I just happened to suck that one time. And there we go. Demise isn't really that bad when you have the right strategy. Only one healing potion this time. I will take it. I will agree that that was a pretty good fight. And we almost had a potionless, fairyless fight. We just didn't dodge to the left enough times. It does take a lot of practice to learn this boss, by the way, which is what I did exactly. But anyways, that's the game beaten 100%. There we go. It's done. I'm going to move a little bit closer now because I don't have to do any more movement. Extraordinary. You stand as a paragon of your kind, human. You fight like no man or demon I've ever known, though this is not the end. My hate never perishes. It is born anew in a cycle with no end. I will rise again. Those like you, those who share the blood of the goddess and the spirit of the hero, they are eternally bound to this curse. The incarnation of my hatred shall ever follow your kind, dooming them to a wandered blood-soaked sea of darkness for all time. Only we're going to absorb him because he's not going to get that chance. Instead, he's going to fade away. Yes, this is my second time watching this now. Like I said, I had to practice this quite a bit to get the fight as good as I did. And while it wasn't fairy-less, potion-less, I still did pretty well this time. So, I will agree that I basically... It's basically as if I played it on the Wii version. That's basically the exact stuff I use, so I will take that. I've confirmed the eradication of the Demon King. His original consciousness has been absorbed into the Master Sword, and is now sealed away. See, I told ya, he's sealed away. He won't get to do his Medsosi or whatever he said. Instead, he's gonna be just sealed away, where he's not going to get to do anything at all. So yeah, that's the end of Skyward Sword, boys. Hope you enjoyed. We're gonna watch all the cutscenes, of course, because we want to see that. You have done well, Yoshi. I have. I definitely think I did better this time around, but that's for sure. Alright. Yoshi, thank you. I think it's over. Finally, it's all over. Nice going, you two. You guys were totally amazing in this little adventure I'd like to call The Legend of Goose. That's a little joke. Goose always trying to do some weird things. Joke or not, your contributions to our efforts were heroic. You have my thanks. Oh, well, you know, just glad I could make myself useful. I'm happy things turned out okay. Hey, so things looked pretty sewing up here. What do you say, guys? Ready to head back to our own time? Annie was really worried about you, too. We don't want to keep the old girl in suspense too long. Hylia, your grace, or perhaps you prefer Zelda. It pleases me to know you are safe. Master, I must speak with you. Oh yeah, Fi has some words to tell us. Master Yoshi, you have successfully protected the Goddess Reborn and defeated Demise, fulfilling your role as the hero of legend. My purpose here is complete. Therefore, I ask you to dissolve our arrangement as master and servant. Drive the sword into the pedestal before you, and I will return to the sword to enter a sleep without end. Master, you have achieved the purpose you were chosen to fulfill. Please set the sword in the pedestal and bring the goddess's mission to an end. Now, Master, it is time to conclude our necessary companionship. The sword returns to the pedestal again. So yeah, Fi's going to be gone, which is a bit sad, but yeah, she might return again later. This is a sad point in the story, in my opinion, when you have to say goodbye to Fi, and that's not the only thing that we'll have to do. Oh. Yep, and there she is. And it's her goodbyes. Yoshi. Hear me. My purpose was to obey the command of the goddess and lead you, the chosen hero of this land, on your quest. When I first awoke and began this task, I perceived it as merely serving my function as a servant to our grace. However, I've come to consider the information corresponding to our time together among the most precious data I have on record. I do not have the capabilities to fully understand the human spirit, Yoshi, but now at the end of my journey with you, as I prepare to sleep within the Master Sword forever, I experience a feeling I am unable to identify. I lack sufficient data to be served my conclusion, but I believe this feeling correlates closely to what you people call happiness. Our partnership is at an end, and even as we speak, I feel my consciousness fade away. Before I enter the sleep that calls me to the sword, I wish to relay the words that I've recorded many times over the course of your journey. Many have said them to you thus far, but now I wish to say them for myself. Thank you, Master Yoshi. May we meet again in another life. And yes, that's your reference to, Hyrule Warriors, because she appears again in Hyrule Warriors, so this is not the last time we're going to see her. What? Impa? Why? Come with us. Oh yeah, we have Impa still. Zelda, your grace, you possess the memories of the goddess. You must understand why that is not possible. I am a being of this age. My place is here. I know that, but... You must return to your own time. I will take care of the gate once you have passed through. I can't do that. You and I have been through so much together. I don't want to leave you alone. Please, Impa, come back with us. Zelda, at the command of the goddess, I passed through the gate of time. I did so to protect you and to prevent the world's destruction. The last remnants of Demise are decaying slowly within the sword. Someone must stay behind to watch over this blade. Must not reawaken. He must never ever be allowed to threaten the world again. This is the nature of the task given to my tribe. As a member of the Sheikah, the goddess' chosen guardians, I gladly welcome this duty. Zelda, I shall watch over the Triforce. Its power is too great to leave in the grasp of man. Dependence on its might is an invitation to disaster. When it has served its purpose, it must be secreted away to lie dormant once again, the knowledge of its existence hidden from mortal history. These are the words the goddess spoke to me long ago. I remember them well, as you do, I'm sure. Most of the actual time is from these cutscenes, in case you didn't already know us. All I will say is I'm pretty sure we saved quite a bit of time by not seeing as many hints this time around. Do not despair, Zelda. You and I will surely meet again someday. I actually didn't do one of the slashes on Demise that I didn't want to do at one point, but then I ended up hitting him anyways because he was actually charging right towards me, so we got kind of lucky there. You don't want to do a special attack during that either, otherwise other bad things will also happen. Thankfully this time I didn't suck this time as much. I will say I actually did much better this time. Alright, so we get to see the old lady again. Do you think this Olay might actually be Impa in disguise in her older form? That's what I believe, but who knows? See? I told you we'd meet again. Okay. Impa, thank you. Thank you for everything. Ugh. So we had to say goodbye to real Impa past, and apparently the older version of her as well. My goodness, that is quite a few things we had to say goodbye to. And there we go. So I guess now I've done with this part, I'll go ahead and briefly explain what I'm doing next. I actually have another grind playthrough I'm going to be doing, maybe a couple actually, next. So you might not see me return to Hyrule Warriors for some time, because you're probably wondering what's going on with that game. I've done a little bit of grinding, but other than that, haven't really done a lot. Most of my time has been spent just focusing on trying to grind that game up as much as I can, but I have a couple of games I still have to beat, so we will be up for a while. So, all these scenes you're about to see here, these are pretty cool actually. These are what happened after Zelda basically gets knocked out of the sky by Biriham. This is Zelda's point of view. You don't see this until the end of the game. So, yeah. She wakes up in the Seal Temple with old Impa. Or the old area, as it's called. The old one. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Then we have her playing at the first of the temples. And then she goes towards the second one. But then she gets kidnapped by some Bokoblins. Yep, there they are. She ends up here in the actual title itself, and Impa, we see the aftermath. Impa used her magic to save her. And we get to see her going towards the, I think that was actually known as the Temple of Time for the first time. And this is her playing at the statue area, which we didn't see before when the Temple of Time came out. This would have happened after she went through the door. And there we go. I guess my biggest opinion on this game is it's a very hard game to learn, like, casually the first time. is very, very hard casually and pretty easy to speedrun once you get the hang of it. You pretty much need a lot of practice to do this game right. Like, the people I've seen play this can do it pretty well, but obviously it took them quite a bit of practice to get really good at it, so I'd be surprised if even they make mistakes once in a while. And keep in mind, they run on hero mode, which is similar to this mode, except you keep the treasures in this game that you have collected, and you get to run the game again. Except almost everything does 2 hearts of damage to you. The keys do 1 heart, and the jerk attacks, or basically big attacks by all enemies that normally do 2 hearts of damage in easy mode, they do 4 hearts in hard mode, so your health just drops really quickly in that mode. So you basically want to play the game similar like you did to before, except you don't want to take any damage at all, so you really need to know how to do all the bosses, particularly without taking hits, because you can't really take many hits in that game, so you need to be a lot more careful. You also need to understand that you can be at 4 hearts and still die because of a big attack, so you have to be very cautious in this game. Now, they have made it a bit easier over the times. I'm not sure if anybody noticed, but the controls were a bit easier to grasp. Mainly, you can now use button controls if you don't like the motion, which is a good beginner way to play the game. However, it leaves you vulnerable because you aren't able to do certain tactics. I think Skyward Strike might be one of them, so you actually will need that to beat Demise. For that reason only, we definitely recommend using motion controls. They're actually quicker. If you know how to use them, they can make the game much quicker. Besides, you can reset the aim like multiple times during the course of the game, so you can actually reset it whenever you want, which I think is really good. Yeah. Anyway. Alright. Alright. Let's start with the credits, but we have one more scene to watch. Yeah, see, told ya, there's an extra scene here. So we're gonna watch this. Go until we see the New Game Plus start screen, and then we'll be done. Because after this, we can start New Game Plus if we want, which is Hero Mode. By the way, if we want to, after beating the game and at least confirming a Hero Mode file completed, we can just set it on Hero Mode whenever we want to in this game. In Jill, I believe you had to beat the game first, and only after that can you just pick hero mode right off the bat? As far as I know. Alright. Look around us. As a child, I always dreamed of a world below. I wanted to see the surface with my own eyes, and I feel the land's warm breeze on my skin. I think I want to live here. I always want to feel solid ground beneath my feet, see the clouds above my head, and watch over the Triforce. What about you, Nymphy? What will you do now? Well, that's the end of that. And there it is, the end. That's part of what I was waiting for. So with that now across the scene, hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video when we will be maybe starting a new playthrough, maybe blind, who knows. Until then, see you guys in the next video. I like you enjoy, comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next playthrough. Peace.